Okay, hi guys. I apologise if the audio quality isn't that great. I just couldn't find my headphones with the mic on. But I just wanted to run you through the use of Quizizz, which I'm going to use in the course in tutorials to deliver what would have been in-class tests in lectures, or even paper in-class tests in the tutorial. So Quizizz is a web-based quiz delivery platform. I've set up an account. I'll be writing those quizzes as we go, and we'll be running them in tutorials. And I just wanted to run you through how you get to Quizizz. I'll talk about this obviously at our meeting as well, but this is something you can look back on to say how you get to Quizizz, how you operate a quiz, and so on. So the first thing is, what we need to do is go to the Quizizz site, which is www.quizizz.com. Okay, and up here, sorry about that. Okay, I want to go to the button up here, log in. Oops. Okay, so I have set up the account with Google. So use login with Google. All right, so the name of the account that you want to put in is Econ111 Quizizz, and the password. I show you the password. The password is Econ111 Quizizz 2019. All right, so that gets us into the account. You can see it's up here. We're into our account. So on the day you log in like that, you take in your, you can use on your device, or you can do it on the computer in the room, on the lectern. If that computer is out, you could still do it on your own device, and all you've got to tell the students, as you'll see, is a particular code, and you can still run the quiz from your own device. But ideally, you just do it on the lectern computer, and you can project everything up onto the screen. So if you were going to run a quiz, you go over to, here's the account, you find My Quizzes, click on it. Now here is a quiz that I created just to test that we could run multiple instances at once, because obviously we will be doing that. We've got tutorials on at the same time, and from what I read, that was possible, but I ran a little test with some people running these quizzes simultaneously, which is one of the beauties of this thing, is that we can run them all simultaneously. And so, so it's a very easy and cost-efficient way to do these kinds of tests. So you'll have, when you go in during the course, we'll have quizzes that are, we have quizzes in week 3 and week 5, and every 2 weeks starting in week 3. So you'll see the appropriate quiz will be there. I'll be writing them as we go, based on what Craig and I do in lectures. And you'll see the appropriate quiz for the day. So to start a quiz, you simply click on the name of it. Now it brings up the test, right? This is just a test here to see if it worked. So here's our quiz. You'll be able to see the questions. I would say probably don't project this stuff to the students. I've currently set the students to have 30 seconds for each question. So that means we'll have 10 questions in each quiz. We'll be able to get through in about 5 minutes. It's quite good. So I may shave that down a bit, but anyway, here's how it's set up. So you'll see the quiz and all the questions. What you want to do is go to live game, right? You press live game. All right, up comes the options. What I would do is, yes, these new features, we won't require a login, because it'd be too problematic getting students to create their own account on Quizizz. The problem is, it would be good. That way you can make sure they can only do it once. I'll talk about this problem a bit later. But I just think trying to make them set up a login, it's just going to chew up time. It's going to not be perfect, because students going, oh, I haven't got a login. It's a nightmare, right? So we'll leave that off. I think we'll turn off show answers in game for security purposes, right? We don't want, guaranteed, you start running these quizzes, as we will be doing from Monday through to Friday. We've got shoots on, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. There'll be an internal market start opening up of some kind, whether it be transactions or gift exchange of people trying to pass on the answers, right? Just a natural instinct for these students to do that. So I'm going to say turn the answers off, because once we've done a quiz, I will put up on iLearn the quizzes with questions and feedback about what was the right answer. So I will supply, they'll get their score, they'll get the answers for each quiz with a little explanation. So they don't need to see whether they get the answers right. You can't use the leaderboard, and don't show. So leave the settings like this, show the, I'll set these up anyway, but in each quiz, we'll keep the answers, won't see the students be able to see the answers at the end. The timer will be on, that just helps to behaviorally, make students get through quickly. These ones will be important, and what's, again, one of the beauties of Quizizz is that you can shuffle. Individual students will get the questions in different orders, and within the questions, individual students will get the answers in different order when we turn this on. So that's another great security feature, that students sitting next to each other won't be doing the same questions in the same order, and even if they get the same questions, they won't have the same options in the same order at any point in time. And so it just means that students can't, rely on others, and it's going to impede their ability to pass on information about the quizzes to the other students. It's always good to turn the music off. It's a little distracting. Otherwise, it's this kind of pretty naff kind of arcade game music that comes with it. But the memes, it throws up memes after each question. It's a little bit of fun. Students often get a laugh out of it. So the settings are like that. All you've got to do when you want to play a game, you've got it set up like this. You get to this stage, you press host game. Right. Now this is the screen that you would show to the students on. Right, this is where you'd show the screen to the students, project it to them, so they can see the address they've got to go to, which is joinquizizz.com. This is the unique identifier for this game, this instance of the game. And that's where, because we'll be running these simultaneously, everybody will have different instances of the game, and the beauty of it is I can collect the reports from each game in a spreadsheet, and so I can get every student's results from each one of these quizzes and put them together, and we'll be able to put the results up very quickly. Now, the students will start joining. I am going to instruct them, and you will have to instruct them, and we'll have to instruct them multiply. They must use their student ID only as an identifier. Right? That's the only thing they're going to use, is their student ID, because obviously we want to have this all into a spreadsheet, which we can then stick up onto iLearn and use the ID as an identifier. And it's going to be made very clear. We have to make clear to them, I will, and you can. There's so many people now in the course that, look, if you put the wrong thing in, forget it, you miss out, right? We have not got time, and no one will be spending time, in a piece of detective work trying to work out whose result belongs to whom. All right, so that's the first thing. We're going to hammer into them. You use your student ID, you join, and that is it. You don't use anything else, and that. If they make a mistake, it is possible, for example, if somebody types their student ID with an O instead of a 0, it's not too bad. Or if they accidentally type an extra number on the end, they can put their hand up to you and say that. It is possible for you to delete. Once they start joining, you'll see their student IDs popping up in here, right? So if somebody accidentally puts in the wrong thing, what you can do is simply go and delete them from that game, and they can come back in. What's really important, because I use this in Econ 203 in lectures, and what's important is students will try to run multiple instances. So if they have like a laptop and a phone, they'll try and run it twice, trying to get an idea what the correct answer is by doing it more than once. So what's going to be really important is here, the thing will tell you, this counter will tell you how many participants there are. We do not want games to start when there are more people, right, than there are in the room. So if you get something like that, we simply have to say, look, I'm wiping it, and start again. And if we can't get to a point where we have enough people, I would say 3 times you can't start the game, then I'm going to say the game's off and nobody gets marks in the class, right? This is a little bit of like a preference revelation device. for public goods, but we have to make sure that people aren't cheating, and this is the only way that we can make sure of that is to have only as many participants in the game as there are people in the room. All right, but so once you get, say you've got 30 people and you've got 30 participants, if everyone's there, say you've got 25 people and you've got 25 participants, that's when you click start, and the game will start, and it will run, and it will show you how each person is going and how far they are through. I can't show you the playing of the game at this point, but there is an option of what's visible, and you should probably turn off the graphic that shows how each person is going right and wrong. But you'll see a little completion bar for each person, and once everybody's complete, then you can just end the game, and that's it. All right. So one thing we also have to watch for is people trying to bring in a second participant, second account during the game. Right. I'll think about a way to deal with that. But that's it, right? So simply, once you get there, you start. Once you're finished, you simply press end game. Right, so everybody's finished all their questions. You press end game. Yes, I am certain. And that is it. You go back to here, and all you have to do is go over here and log out. And that's it, right? So each time, starting in week 3, you'll come in, and basically in the first 5 minutes, you'll be getting them to do their quiz. There'll be 10 multiple choice questions covering the previous 2 weeks. They'll do their questions, and then you go on with the tutorial, right? And we'll be able to get those grades out quite quickly. We easily have the grades out to them by the start of the next week. All right, so hopefully I'll talk about this again tomorrow, and you can ask me any questions. But this is just a reference that you can look at to show you how to get into Quizizz and how to operate the quizzes. As I said, I will write the quizzes. They'll be there waiting for you each time, and you simply have to run the one for the week, and that is it. All right. Hopefully that was clear, but if you have any questions, including tomorrow or any time about it, just give me a yell. I've used it quite a lot, and it's been quite successful. Students tend to like it. It's a little bit of gamification involved, and they do tend to kind of get a little bit of a kick out of it. And so it'd be a nice thing to start the tutorials with and get them a little bit jazzed up in that time. And also having 6 of them that they have to turn up. If they have to turn up to 6, maybe they'll turn up to more than 6. And we can get them actually coming along and engaging in the tutorials in between. Make it more effective. All right, well, I will see you tomorrow on Thursday. And as I said, hopefully this is clear enough about how to use Quizizz.